only from Yamaha.
It's happy hour in Norwalk, Ohio. Pro Finals coming up next at the Norris Motorsports Cyclefest. But now it's time for the Schnitz Tech Tip for the latest hop-ups for your hot rod motorcycle. And with that, once again, here's Griff Allen.
When you need to get more power through the driveline, especially in racing applications, Tony Lang from MTC Engineering, apparently you have the answer.
Right, we have several different clutches available. Basically, you can only run so much spring pressure. So as you're picking up the horsepower levels, the current bikes are, in that 170 plus, but now a lot of the bikes are close to 300 horsepower, 300 plus. So you need a way to apply that power. The only way you're going to do it is to increase your spring pressure and increase the lockup force. By doing that, we can increase with different lever ratios. There's a lot of changes that are made through different lockups.
So the problem with going with stiffer springs, of course, is that you still have to work that clutch. That becomes very difficult when you run with stiff springs. Apparently, you got the answer. You keep original springs or close to it, but you dial it in here with this.
Right. You're able to change your springs to a soft spring because you have additional force from the lockup. So as this turns, you're applying additional pressure, which in turn will get you down the track much quicker and not hurt your clutch plates.
Now, I can see here that these fingers are going to be digging into the pressure plate. A lot of it aluminum, but apparently you've got hardened inserts that meet with these levers.
Right. The consistency to winning races is consistency. The best way to do it is to have the clutch consistent. We install buttons so the clutch does the same thing every time.
All right, MTC Engineering apparently has the answer if you want to go fast.
All right, thank you very much, Griff. Let's get things started in our Pro Finals with the Street Bike Shootout, and Barry Hinson from Davie, Florida, on his Honda will have a single run.
And that's because Ricky Gatson couldn't fire in the semifinals, so that he has no opponent.
The question is, can he back up that mile-per-hour record? He does it, 197.25, backs it up.
You didn't have to stand on it. All you had to do was break the beams, but you had a little fun with it.
Actually, I needed to back up the mile-an-hour record. I went a 197.9 earlier, so I wanted to make sure I backed that mile-an-hour record up, so that was good for that.
Well, he did it, and take a look at the points right here. Very tight. It's a long way from over in this category. Pro Stock Final up next, Paul Gass right there, staging up his Suzuki from Grand Island. His opponent, Keith Dennis from Memphis, Tennessee. A battle of the Suzukis.
And this was a matchup of last year's final rounds numerous times with Paul Gass and Keith Dennis going after it. So you got the current champion against the multi-time champion.
Keith Dennis wins it off the starting line. 7:21 beats out a 7:18.
Your reaction, .005.
Thank you. I'm known for cutting a good light under pressure. Once again, I want to thank all my sponsors, everybody that made this possible.
So Keith Dennis moves into second place with his win here today. Pro Modified Final, Mike Caputo from Toledo, Ohio, will be facing Charlie Farah from Hendersonville, Tennessee.
As we said earlier, these guys are really good friends, so it's great that they get to run each other here. But Mike Caputo will have to have his best run of the weekend to even have a chance at chasing Charlie Farah down.
Well, Farah just beat him off the starting line, 0.70 to a 0.97. Farah first to the finish line, 6.77. 197 beats out a 6.90.
With my team, it's great. We come on board with Mike with this race, and they built the chassis for him, helped him with his motor. There we are, 1 and 2, and it came out in the final. And I mean, it couldn't have been no better weekend for both of us.
Charlie Farah has a commanding lead. Look at that big stretch over second place in the points. Funny Bike Final now. Glenn Nickelberry, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, on the Kawasaki qualified number 2. He'll face Travis Davis from Douglas, Georgia.
Travis Davis, if he just gets back on his game, he would be the unbeatable person. But Nickelberry is intimidating this year. And there it goes. With a break like that, just throws it away, giving Nickelberry his third win of the season.
Nickelberry, 666, 206. Now watch the crew. They get so excited.
I got to give thanks to my crew. Without them guys, we probably couldn't have done it, but we just went round for round and just tried to keep it together. This is the fastest draw-through turbo nitrous gas funny bike on the planet. They said they couldn't be done, but my mechanic, Tommy Bowden, proved them all wrong.
And with that, it looks like Nickelberry moves up into third place and threatening to move higher. Top Fuel Final. Chris Hand has got to have upset on his mind over Larry McBride. He qualified number 1. Now, can he finish it off with a win?
If he was going to get a win anytime this year, this is the time, because he has matched McBride pass after pass. So we'll see if he can pull it out.
Well, he had a shot, but he had to beat him off the starting line. He can't do it with ET. 640 beats a 642.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but I'm going to tell you what, we'll take them. We got out of the groove up there, started spinning the tire, had to pedal it a couple of times, and I knew Chris was coming, and of course, Chris, one of my best friends, and you know, if he had to beat me, I'd rather beat him than anybody else.
So McBride begins to slowly pull away and make it almost impossible for Hand to catch him in the points. Join us next week. We'll be in Indianapolis, Indiana to bring you the Pingle Thunder Nationals. Until then, I'm Ted Jones for Keith Kaiser and Griff Allen. So long, everyone. To get a copy of this show, log on to masterstv.com.